Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And we have man, he's almost become like a staple now. That I don't know if we ever get Michelle back. But Brian over at the editor station.
Well, what am I at today? C, D, E.
I think Blood Axe dropped you down to a D last week.
Oh, damn. I did have some trouble last week.
Yeah.
I
And
deserved
so
it. I deserved
Does your
it.
camera work this time?
his camera does actually work.
Okay.
If we want to scare the little kids, we can always throw up the editor cam.
Yeah, I mean,
Dun, dun, dun.
do you want our ratings to crash that badly?
Yeah.
What ratings?
Exactly. They could go negative.
I'm pretty sure the ratings crash every time I go on a rant.
I said, no. You're what keep people coming, man.
Well, you got me reined in on one of our subjects. I'm not allowed to spoil or...
Yes, this is a podcast, a series.
I'm
if
trying
it
to
was a
protect the
review,
people.
I'd be fine with you.
I'm trying to protect the people.
Well, you can warn the people without giving them spoilers.
All right. They're smart. If they're listening to us, they'll probably be able to read between the lines.
But that's going to be like the last topic we talk about. We're going to talk about some more Blizzard news first.
We're starting with Blizzard?
Well, BlizzCon happened this week, past week.
Oh, yeah. What really touched my heart
past few days, I
was
guess.
the heartfelt...
Apology?
I couldn't even say it, man.
You could even fake that.
The apology, not apology.
Wow. I've given more sincere apologies, and that's a bad sign.
Well, dude, if you'll knock this video back about 3 minutes and drop the volume down on the computer for me.
God, now you're asking me to do crap again.
Drop it down to like a 2. There you go. Well, you went way far back, more than a couple.
There,
minutes.
that's the guy.
Right there.
That's the guy.
Right there?
Yeah. Now, if you watch this dude,
Don't
look
hit
at
play?
that
Sorry face.
Like, I thought he was gonna start crying. Like he really was just trying to pull those strings, and
which amazes me because
like,
I've never seen the dude.
I should have. We should have talked to you guys first before we made our actions.
We want to say we're sorry.
Wait,
for
hold
what?
on. Shh. I'm waiting for an applause here.
Applause.
Hold on, let me
Come
get.
on, where's the
There's the
applause?
applause. Yes.
There we go. Smart.
Yes, yeah.
There it is.
We.
By the way, is that not that smile he gave? Be like, you dumbasses. I didn't even tell you what I was sorry for. You know what I'm saying? Like, he literally says the most best sorry I've ever heard. He goes, we're sorry for nothing.
Yeah. No, really though, I did not see where he said
What they did wrong.
What they did wrong.
What they'll do different.
just
why
that
they were wrong.
Just that. Man, we should have went about this a different way. Oops.
Yeah, we should have totally silenced them better so you didn't know we did it. We should have used a non-disclosure so they couldn't even know we
I
did
didn't stop that.
He had to get back to his mom's basement to cook another hot pocket.
Hey,
so.
how dare you? He does not live in his mom's basement. The red state takes good care of him, sir. He's got a nice little straw hut out of the back of Pooh Bear President's house, and he's got his own feeding dish with his name on it.
Oh, you can't. Oh, wait, is that a Winnie the Pooh on the?
There it is, man.
I'm assuming that has. Does that have anything to do with Blizzard? Because the whole Pooh thing is just funny.
Dude, that's Overwatch. Yes,
Yeah,
they plugged him in the middle of the.
That's great.
Here's what we should do. For now on, we shall refer to the president of Blizzard as Christopher Robin. As his new name. As Christopher Robin. Christopher Robin says he's very sorry. Bother.
Regardless.
Oh my God.
It was.
Dude, I'm not even being offensive because who's dumb enough to actually think they're Winnie the Pooh? Like, one person makes a comparison to you and you ban the whole character. You're a living person. It's a stuffed bear.
Well, no,
sometimes it's the offense you take.
Yeah, it's because he took offense that so many people continue.
Somebody called me Count Chocolate. I wouldn't be not able to eat a goddamn bowl of cereal again. You know what I'm saying? I would just take it to heart and just carry it with me. And every time I see Count Chocolate, I'd be like, oh. I'd just be like, oh, I'm not fucking Count Chocolate.
If we called you Captain Crunch, it'd be on, wouldn't it?
It's just dumb. He'd be Captain Crunch. He's got the beard. And
Hey, Captain Crunch was a really good hacker.
He also was not to be effed with, man. He cut the roof of your mouth, My cereal does not cut the roof of your mouth.
Anyway.
But yeah, so Blizzard basically came up and said, we're sorry, shut up.
Yeah.
And everybody said, we'll shut up. We paid a lot of money to be here. And we're just like, that's right, bitches. By the way, here's some fake-ass Diablo.
I mean, the thing is before we go to Diablo, the big thing is going to be what they do from here on out.
Well, that is creepy.
Like, are they going to actually show that they did something wrong? I mean, right now, from our understanding, the people that they banned are still banned.
Of course.
You know, so what are their actions going to be for the future to try to go, we want people to come together, we want freedom of speech. That's what
they didn't even say we believe in freedom of speech. That's what got me. They didn't even say, look, guys, you know those values that we had?
They said, we know you guys like to...
Yeah. No, they just said, we just believe that gamers come from all countries. I'm like, yeah, but could you say something about American values at least a little bit? No.
I don't care if he says anything about American values, man. I mean,
No, even if he just supports their own values they claim they have, I'd have been happy. He said, hey, we believe that everybody's got a voice. They didn't, which is their thing. That was supposedly on a plaque in front of their dang building.
Yeah.
He didn't even reiterate their own mission statement. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, so I mean, like I said, it depends on, and I mean that'll also depend on whether or not, or will define whether or not I continue to play Blizzard games. Of course, from what it sounds like with Diablo 4, may or may not anyway.
Well, tell me more about that. You're the Diablo player.
Well, you know,
I boycott them on principle anyway. Blizzard.
Blizzard made several announcements with BlizzCon. Diablo 4, Overwatch 2, a new expansion for World of Warcraft. That's an Overwatch thing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's so creepy to see a really old dude with the
Pink
shirt
bunny
of
on
like
his-
the teen character, the underage character. He's got a diva shirt on. I'm like, oh, okay, you're a big diva fan, huh, Dad?
All right, but yeah, so of course y'all know. I mean, if you've watched any of the content, I was a big Diablo fan. I really like our buddy who does some stuff
Damien
with us.
Fleece.
Damien used to do the Diablo videos a lot, you know. So he was a big Diablo fan. So Diablo 4 is something that, you know, just anytime I hear next Diablo, I perk up. And so I tried to find as much information as I could on it. They released a little trailer video. It was very
Nothing. Not in a bad way. I mean, it looked nice, but it also was not any real gameplay I could sink my teeth into.
yeah.
I mean, how many times have we been fooled by here's what the game looks like?
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it was purely a cinematic trailer of something that up until the end you weren't even sure it was a Diablo trailer, pretty much. Like, it really didn't tie in up until the last little bit. But no gameplay, which is, of course, going to be your big thing. Now, from what I understand, there were some more information that was discussed with.
I saw a few bits and pieces. Of
discussed
like
with some
gameplay,
people.
But it was very.
One of the things is
little quick shot.
One of the things is that they're going to have no offline version, which is not surprising. Diablo's never really been an offline game anyway. Like I said, not surprising to me. I don't
this bugs me
think,
because I mean I lose.
I don't know if
connection
Diablo
sometimes.
3 was offline. Like, I can't think of ever playing
Dang, we'd have to
Diablo
ask
3
Damien
offline.
To be sure, he'd know. But yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure Diablo 3 was online only.
Hey, Bloodex, you check that out for us.
The thing is that with Diablo 4 though, unlike Diablo 3, where I never had to see another person even though I was online.
No solo.
They're
play?
gonna have people drop in to your world.
So no solo play.
Well, the way it sounds like is, so you have the main world, and the main world has people popping in and out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way to make that solo. Now the dungeons and stuff like that, you can do solo. The story quest, you can pop into a solo mode. But just the basic world, is going to have.
So like the hub?
Yeah.
Well, why would that even be the case if everything else can be done solo? Why do you not have a solo hub?
Well, I mean, it's not just the hub. I mean, there's going to be the exploration part of it. It's not until you get to the dungeon. Yeah. See, Bloodaxe says no offline play. You can lock your solo gameplay
So
from
D3
people jumping in.
You could at least
which,
lock
yeah,
it.
that's how you could do on Diablo 3. On Diablo 4, you're not supposedly going to be able to do that.
Does this create a problem? Because tell me now, and I'm asking you because I don't play Diablo, even though I've spent so much time around y'all, I'm very familiar with it. Is not a big factor of Diablo 4 grinding for certain drops.
Yes.
So, if there are areas that are part of the main world that aren't able to be went into solo, that has areas you might need to grind, won't that create a problem?
Possibly.
Why would they do that then?
Yeah, don't hit the table. But
okay, why would they do that then?
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, and they said.
Plus, I hate other people. You know that.
Oh no, I agree. Like I don't tend to play MMOs anymore because I just don't care for other people.
I mean, they like to troll so much.
But yeah, so from what they were saying, the world is going to be where, like I said, the basic world, the main world, people can pop in and out of. It's only when you go into your instances, like your dungeons and stuff, that you can lock in a solo mode. Maybe most of your grinding will be done in those solo modes, but they did mention that different areas are more difficult than others. So if different areas are more difficult than others, then, does that mean, and it has that progressive leveling type thing, so I can play with people that are lower level than me, and it sort of compensates the creature's level to where both of us are doing similar damage. And
that sounds like a headache, honestly. Why don't they just have areas that have a set level?
Well, they never had that. They've always had some kind of progression level, but then they had difficulties. But apparently there aren't going to be difficulties in the main area. The main area's difficulty is just going to raise by the area you go to, it sounded like. Now, it did say you could do, like, the difficulty changes through the dungeons and stuff.
I can understand this if Diablo was more cooperative, but to be honest, every Diablo player I know is a solo player. I know almost nobody that's really big in the group play. Most people like to try to get that solo build built and run through and speed run and grind.
I don't know. There are definitely. I mean, if you ever played Diablo 3, you'd see there's solo. There's solo rankings. There's duo rankings, and there's like 4-man rankings and 3-man rankings.
I've always seen
rankings for different types of groups. Like me and Damien played together a good bit. We used to get together with Sunfire and him and play. So 3-man. Sometimes one of Sunfire's kids would come in, so we'd have 4-man.
I always thought Damien soloing. That's why I always thought that was a more.
Well, no, soloing is the easiest and probably most common way to grind because, But, I mean, if you want to go and do, like, the quest and the adventures and stuff like that, having a group with you it can be fun.
Well, it shouldn't be that big a deal then if it's more group play friendly than I thought. Though I will admit the grind does seem like it's going to trip over itself. With Diablo being such a loot grind, being such a big part of the game, if there's too many areas in this shared area that have desirable drops, I can see why people are complaining. Because it's like, oh, Lord, now I'm competing with people. Whereas it used to be I could go off by myself, grind this item drop. Now I'm over here, and there's 19 people that want the fancy pants of...
I think it was Diablo 2, where if you played online, which honestly was the best way to play, but if you did play online, you could create your own instance, but you couldn't lock it out from other people jumping in. So
that still sounds annoying.
Yeah, so that was sort of weird back then. It was one of those things you had to try to get around, because especially like if you were trying to swap loot with one of your alts because it didn't have a shared chest, you'd have an instance, you'd hop in, you'd drop your stuff, log out, log back in with your alt, and try to go get your stuff before somebody else logged in and got in there and stole your stuff. So.
Yeah, so this sounds unnecessarily annoying.
Diablo 4 may take care of a lot of that. It'll be interesting to see. there is just a lot of people not happy about the forced companionship. I mean, in general, there's a lot of gamers who don't care to ever see another gamer.
Well, yeah, like I said, dude, I've looked at a couple of, I watched Damien's videos, I watched a few other videos, and all those dudes were big soloers. Like, they literally were going for that.
Like I said, that's not an uncommon thing for people to want to be that way. And taking that choice out
Plus, I mean, if you're a streamer,
is generally a bad idea.
Also, if you're a streamer, I mean, one big issue streamers have with that is people's behavior. You know, profanities, profane names and stuff. If you're trying to do a stream, man, it's annoying if somebody could drop in and they name themselves like, you know, all kind of bad
something
things.
that could get you banned
or they're popping up text
from
messages
Twitch or YouTube or whatever you're doing.
And now those people don't have it easy. They literally can't stream it live. They're going to have to record it, and so that they don't have somebody
hopefully you're not going to be able to have those types of names in there, but there's always a way around them, I guess.
We both know that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways. DIXSUKKER.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of ways around.
There's a lot of alternate spelling, symbols, and so forth that could cause issues.
You know, say sofa and then king. And then stupid.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Let's do a random encounter. I guess I'll roll first this time.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I know. I'll take the burden.
All up front? Go ahead. Nobody wants to know what your role is anyway. I'm just warming up for Terminator.
13. DJ promotion. Which company would you want to be the new CEO and why? That is a weird question, Blood Axe.
Hey, McDonald's just fired their CEO.
I mean, if I was just gonna pick, I'd probably pick, Google or Apple or someplace where I know I'd make a crap ton of money. Amazon. Yeah.
But now, if we're talking about within the geek culture world, Bethesda.
Yeah, now
I could save them.
Yeah,
I could save Bethesda
for money wise, something like that. Now, if it was just out of pure love of a company, Bethesda or
look at that, man. You're like, ain't nothing wrong with having the same
CD
one.
Projekt Red.
I wouldn't want to be a CEO of CD Projekt Red simply because they have a better CEO.
Well, that's true.
If you love them, why would you put your half-ass?
Well, now that is another way of taking it as trying to fix a company that was
That's
great.
why I said Bethesda.
And that does fall for Bethesda or maybe even Blizzard.
Because I honestly think that Bethesda,
that do stupid things.
It's not impossible for Bethesda to have went with Vault 76 and even monetized it to a degree if they had been upfront about it. That's what I hate so much about this, that the lies, the tricks, the no value.
Blood Axe says he has dibs on Disney going that same route so that he could fix Star Wars and help Marvel.
You know how you fix Star Wars? You literally have to just go like Luke Skywalker wakes up and the last few movies were
I'm just a horrible person. Like you and Blood Axe both went to try to fix a company. I'm just like, who's going to give me the most money?
But the problem is, I can be
the
president
of
Amazon. I
you
can
are
be
a
the
whore
president
for
of
cash.
Amazon and have a lot of money, but the Star Wars movies will still suck. So, see, we're trying to make life better for everybody. Plus, I believe in myself that I can make a lot of money when I fix Star Wars.
You and Blood Axe are just humanitarians, man. I mean,
that is true. Bob Iger makes a lot of money. Because, dude, I would just go to Star Wars and go, we're not even making movie 9.
That's true.
I would literally go, we're not making movie 9 anymore. Yeah. We're going Knights of the Old Republic.
I'm not saying that neither of your choices would make money as well.
Straight revving.
I just didn't think of the option of fixing something. Like, I was just like,
that's because you're...
Fix what? I don't give a shit.
Yeah. It's great to hear this from the guy who runs Dicejunkies. He's like, you're a selfish prick, you say.
I know, right?
Care about success.
So you would take the Chinese money, is what you're trying to say.
Hey, wait, we got principles now.
Yeah.
Notice, he did not say he wanted to be Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
He did not say, even though that would give him ownership of quite a few American companies by default. You'd get Blizzard, man, the NBA. You'd get quite a thing. You'd get a lot of it away.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, but I mean,
And all you gotta do is wear a red
wow.
shirt and no pants.
What about you? You, Brian? You're over there being quiet.
Boy.
Uh,
Company I could be CEO of, man. Y'all took all like the good. I mean, hell, you took Google, Apple, shit. Did you really think you didn't take? I mean, you know,
I do them all.
Okay, tell me what a company you think you can guide back on the right track.
yeah. It really, you know, y'all know I do sports and everything. I would love to it isn't out yet, but I'd love to take Vince McMahon's XFL, get him out of the way, and actually run that.
I thought that had potential.
You could save that.
I believe so too.
But he will run it into the ground and kill it.
I believe
spring
that
football.
grabbing some people, getting a little bit less commercialized, and having some folks that just out there to play some football had some potential.
A little more gritty.
A little more gritty, a little bit less like, no, man, we're going to let some guys.
Like
don't
some
do
old
all
school
those
football.
drug tests, man. You know what I'm saying? Just let them play.
Well, I think you still do the dope.
Dude, I want some fucking super soldiers, man.
You want somebody
some
murdered out there on the field.
I want some people rolled out there with muscles on top of their muscles. I don't. You know what? You say this, but you'd be watching my XFL. You
Maybe.
would not.
Oh,
If you
we'll
saw
see.
dudes that looked like they could bench press cars and had roid rage on their face, you'll be like, I gotta see what happens when this defensive line gets something.
That's called Monday Night Raw. I mean,
People watch MMA to see people get really beat up because they got tired of fake fighting. Let's do some XFL, man. And it's people are out there, and it's like, dude, I want to see remember NFL Blitz? Y'all remember NFL Blitz?
Yes.
The game of Blitz
Yeah.
where
you
would
could
like
kill a
powerbomb
guy.
somebody.
Yeah, you could kill a guy.
No, that was a different one. That was a different game. But NFL Blitz, you could powerbomb the
Yeah.
quarterback when you tackle them. I want that.
Hi. Wizards of the Coast buys gaming studio
They still exist?
They do. You can't get
to
rid
focus
of
on
the devil.
Dungeons and Dragons video games. I mean, being that you're playing, we've played D&D 5th Ed. You know, we constantly see people playing Magic at the comic shop. What would make you think they don't exist?
I try to
other
not
than
act
them
like I'm
being-
supporting them when I play it.
Why
They
don't you
disappointed
become
me for so
CEO and
long.
save them?
Because, look, there are lost causes.
Don't save her. She don't want to be
Be
saved.
saved. I mean, dude, if they brought back, you know what? It would be nice to get in there and bring back properly like Ravenloft and Dark Sun. So dang it. Yeah, all right, I'll give you that. Not bad, Brian. I would like to see some Forgotten Realms that hasn't become a trash fire. You know what I'm saying? The real Forgotten Realms.
So, however you pronounce this name, Tuque,
Where?
Tuku
Tuque?
Games.
Oh, who cares? Never heard of them.
Yeah,
It's right here.
they're best known. I mean, I see
Yeah.
it.
Nobody.
Best known for Live Lock, a top-down shooter game with post-apocalyptic setting.
Never heard of that.
You know, you should never mention what you're best known for if no one
one's
knows.
ever
it.
heard
That's
of
about it. Best known for Kazoo. Like,
but anyway, so it sounds
people,
like
I'm gonna find out what Live Lock is. I'm
Wizards,
curious now.
Wizards of the Coast bought them. Of course, they have the new Baldur's Gate 3 that is under development by Larian Studios.
That's a real studio, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're the makers of Divinity, which we have heard of. Apparently, Skybound Games also recently released enhanced versions. Oh, yeah, several classic. Yeah. They did the Baldur's Gate enhanced editions and Planescape enhanced edition. Not that other shitty Planescape game that came out after Torment.
You mean Nomura?
Yeah, that one.
Nomura Torment.
You know, I gotta.
Hashtag not my torment.
Yeah, you know, I gotta take a chance, take the opportunity to talk shit about Planescape Numenera whenever I get a chance. I gotta get my money's worth out of that game somehow.
Live Lock is $4.99 on Steam.
Okay.
Oh god, there's some 1 hour indie games that cost more than $5. Okay, I'm sorry. They're out of Montreal though, so we know they're not real. All right, Imaginary Studio 2 games.
All right. So that could be interesting. I mean, I'd love to see some new D&D blood.
I'd like to
hitting
see
the,
some more stuff from that. Dang it, he moved the name. But the guys that made Divinity, the guys doing Baldur's Gate 3, I would like to see more games from them because Divinity
Larian
was awesome.
Studios.
Yeah, Larian, because Divinity 2 was awesome.
Yeah.
The only problem I had with Divinity 2 is that it wasn't D&D, but it was so close to it that I kind of wish it was. So now it will be. So that's kind of friggin' even better because I'm not familiar with the Divinity world. So that was my only problem. I'm like, man, there's a lot of lore here, but I don't know any of it because I never played the other Divinity games. It'll be great to go to a setting I'm familiar with and a rule system I'm familiar with, but with that impressive performance that Divinity 2 had. I'm really excited about Baldur's Gate 3. And I would love to see them do other games for D&D. So
Yeah.
I don't know about the other people, but I want more stuff from Larian Studios.
Okay, hey,
Fuck Took.
Mr. Bloodaxe asked, is Baldur's Gate 2 the last good D&D video game?
I've heard some of the others weren't bad.
I'm going to throw it over.
I mean,
Never.
Neverwinter's
play
Nights
Neverwinter?
wasn't bad. What was that other one?
D&D Online?
No. That was bad.
There was a couple of...
There was the
Hey.
Prince of the Apocalypse or whatever
Yeah.
game. What was it called?
I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Elemental Evil.
Yeah. There have been some decent ones. Yeah, true. But I mean, I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be the D&D game we've been waiting for since Baldur's Gate 2.
But yeah.
That's sad when you have to go all the way back to Baldur's Gate 2. The game we've been waiting for since Baldur's Gate 2. That was like 3 editions ago.
I memean, there have been some good Baldur's Gate-like games, but they weren't D&D. So, because you had like Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah.
Of course, Divinity
2,
Original
yeah.
Sin.
And Divinity 2. Both good.
But none of those are actual D&D games. They're just styled after. So.
Oh, I like Grim Dawn.
What's that?
I enjoyed Grim Dawn.
Grim Dawn? Yeah. But I mean, that was more of a Diablo-esque.
I know, but man, did it have some good necromancy.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, when you talk about getting what you wanted from a long wait, I love necromancers, and Grim Dawn gave me some good Diablo necromancy. I might end up going and downloading it off of Steam again.
Better than Diablo necromancy.
Yeah, because I actually could build a horde of undead and hide behind them like a necromancer. I was able to be a wretched coward as I wanted.
Let's see. Another thing that hit this week is apparently EA Studios, Origin, has been dropping a lot of stuff back onto Steam. EA had pulled away from Steam, pulled a lot of their games from Steam back when Mass Effect 3 came out, was one of the first games that was like, nope, not going to Steam.
And I think Inquisition was next. Like you had to have Origin to play Inquisition, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Which was so annoying that when I tried to go play Inquisition, I tried again to go play it again, and Origin pissed me off so bad I undownloaded it. Like Origin is such an annoying launcher that I can't get through downloading the launcher to the game because it annoys me before I get that far. That I'll end up just undownloading Dragon Age Inquisition. I still haven't completed that game because of Origin.
The only problem is I think you even though it will be available on Steam and you'll be able to have it on your Steam library, I think you still got to go through Origin. I think it's just like that. It's just available now on Steam, but it's still going to open up the Origin launcher when you go to play the game.
Well, guess I still won't be playing my Dragon Age Inquisition.
So,
damn you, EA.
I could be wrong, but that's what I had read when I had first read this, and I haven't seen any updates. So,
and that's one thing I got to give my Xbox Live Pass.
if you scroll down on
Xbox
this
Live,
one, I haven't read this particular article. So,
I open Xbox Live, I click Outer Worlds. I'm playing Outer Worlds. That's it. That's all it takes.
But yeah. So, but yeah, I'm like I said, I'm pretty sure you still got to go through Origin. So. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out. But it is nice to be able to actually, once again, be able to collect everything together. So I'll be happy with that. Yeah, the new Jedi game is actually coming to EA now. I meant to Steam. So
I wish Steam would do something about Epic more aggressively. That's still kind of annoying. But at this point, I don't care because, like I said, I'm just going through the Microsoft store. This is what happens, Steam, when you pussyfoot around. People slowly drift away from both you and the competition. Like, step it up, man. You still got my large chunk of my library, but the new games aren't hitting Steam because of Epic. And Steam's reaction is to just go, bleh.
Yeah. I mean, there hadn't been anything. I mean, other than you had Borderlands and Outer Worlds were the two big ones, I think, that hit
Yeah, but there were two games I wanted to play. At least I got Outer Worlds. I don't think Borderlands 3 is on the Microsoft Store.
No, but...
And even if it was, Outer Worlds is better.
Borderlands also sort of bombed a bit on quality of gameplay, so...
Yeah,
it may be one of those where it may be best to wait the year and then pick it up. Yeah,
see if they fix it up. Because
yeah.
I will admit, Borderlands 2 got better with age as they released more for it.
Yeah.
It got progressively better. Maybe the same thing will happen to Borderlands 3. Maybe Steam will end up the winner because they'll get Borderlands 3 right when DLC hits.
The Outer Worlds sort of annoyed me,
and sales kind of push up.
So,
Outer Worlds annoyed you? What about it?
A little bit. Yeah, they capped their leveling at level 30.
Yeah, I thought I told you that before you started.
No, I didn't recall you saying that.
This is just like New Vegas. Every DLC will add 10 levels. Come on, remember
yeah,
your New
but
Vegas
I still
chops.
had main quest, which means when I
grind too much, Negro. I'm level 16 and I haven't even went to Groundkeeper. Like, I know we're grinders. I hit level 30 and I hadn't even finished the
and it's not
arc.
giving me the XP. So that means if they do add an expansion,
dude, you can go grind.
I'm gonna get screwed.
Just
on
go
my
grind.
XP.
Just go goddamn grind. You'll do it. You know it.
Roll on dice. Roll something.
I'm mad at you
Random
because
encounter.
you made me start over again. By the way, the reason I'm level 16 is you made sniping sound so fun that I had to go make a
Sniping's
sniper.
great.
Yeah, so I ditched my level 26 character to go back but I'm already level 16 again because it does not take long to level. Well, if you kill like we do constantly.
Oh yeah, no, wipe everything out.
I mean, I'll give this to the game. If you do every quest, you will be max level long before you even start the second part of the story.
14. What is 14? 14. Game of Thrones. Should HBO redo the last season of Game of Thrones for fans? No.
I love the way he just does that. He always just like no, and then he just stops.
What?
I like the way I rolled it and I didn't get to answer it.
ahead.
Stop
Answer.
white-splaining for me, man. All
Go
right?
ahead and answer.
White
Answer.
splain.
Go ahead.
Okay, should they redo the last season of Game of Thrones for the fans? Hell no. But I'm going to follow up with, and the reason why is because it would only create another divide between people that would insist the second version isn't canon, and people who are the first version for the second version will complain. But you know how annoying it'll be that whenever somebody talks about Game of Thrones, will be like, man, what do you think of the last season? No, wait, no. Last season 2.0 James Cameron version. Well, actually, he's been screwing up. We'll get to that later. Who's still a good producer we believe in? Is anybody left?
J.J. Abrams?
Quentin Tarantino. J.J. Abrams. So yeah, J.J. Abrams, Quentin Tarantino version. Dude, now, okay, I will change that. If they let Quentin Tarantino redo the last season of Game of Thrones, I'm in. I'm in. If they let Quentin Tarantino do the last season, dude, come on. You're telling me you wouldn't watch it. If they told you Quentin Tarantino's doing season 8 or whatever of Game of Thrones, you'd be like, I got to see what the hell this is going to be about.
I mean, I think it's
all
dumb
the ladies
idea,
are barefoot. So. You know, it's Quentin, man. He likes some feet, man. They all living are barefoot. The dragons are ripping people apart. There's legs and ass everywhere. It'd be a whoa.
Here's what they should do. What they should do.
You don't know Quentin Tarantino?
They should not make another season.
No, listen.
Done.
No.
They already canceled like the prequel.
One of them.
Well, they need to do that.
Here's what they should do. They should like start it out the first couple episodes of the last season, redo it, change it up just a little bit, and then just give you the last fucking 6 episodes unchanged and went, we did the new season.
Oh, yeah, that's not man. They don't even change the last part. They just film it from a different
angle. Right, use a different camera angle, and then people are just like, motherfucker!
Do the same badass lines. Oh, God.
How many episodes is that?
That's just one. That's one. That's my one.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, yeah, no, I don't think they should, what is it,
Brotherhood, man, Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, Full Metal.
Except that they redid the whole show with that. Now, if they wanted to reboot Game of Thrones, that'd be another story. But just redoing one season, stupid.
So what do you think about? Okay, George R.R. Martin. They canceled the prequel. I read an article this week where he said he's doing another prequel, but he won't get to it for HBO until he finishes the series. And it's taken him like 12 years to get the last. Not 12, but get the last book out. I mean, Is he ever going to finish the series? I mean, that's starting to become the question,
How
isn't
do you
it? Really?
do a prequel to a freaking series
That
that's
you haven't
all
finished?
that's all about the tense apprehension of what's gonna happen. If you do a prequel and there's characters that you didn't see in Game of Thrones, you know they're gonna die. You know that you know who's gonna be the king.
Well,
I mean, it's one thing to do a prequel to an action series,
No,
but to do a prequel to a suspense
Well,
drama.
there's a
he's
lot of
kinda
things
like
they could do a prequel to
Yeah,
for Game of Thrones.
but you're going to
There's a
kind of
lot
know how it
lore
does
there.
end up eventually, because he does
Yeah.
talk a lot of the history of Westeros
Yeah.
in the other books.
So I mean, I don't get how you're gonna really surprise people with much. It's like you should
You should actually do a sequel series, I think. In front
Yeah,
of,
honestly,
you
at
know.
least then you can forge in a new territory since
Exactly.
there aren't even books covering it. At least then nobody can say that you ruined the story from the book. They'll just say you just are a terrible producer.
Or a writer, terrible writers.
Terrible
yeah.
writer, producer, human being.
You know.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's Batwoman.
Hey, Magpie is a well thought out and well put together villain. She has much story and is a beautiful, strong female character.
Yeah, I think you do a sequel, and then you talk about how the Mind Flayers did some weird shit to shape the, because that's the only explanation on why that shit went down the way it did, you know?
Find out. You know what? You find out Daenerys, she was a Skrull the whole time.
yeah,
you just go all to the Skrulls, man. Oh no, always blame the Skrulls.
always
but
blame
they're
the
just
Skrulls.
poor immigrants. But screw you, Brie Larson. I mean Captain Marvel. No, I meant what I said the first time.
All right, so
Whoa.
Sony is looking to make even more studio acquisitions. Everybody's buying game studios.
Dude, Megacorps, we've talked about this. I have two crazy conspiracy theories. One, that Skynet, Legion, is going to destroy us all.
Just two crazy conspiracy
And a other crazy
Yeah, I know,
conspiracy
just two,
theories
just two.
is that
Just
Cyberpunk / Shadowrun is only a few years off from being our future. Because Megacorps are coming. Outer Worlds says it, Cyberpunk says it, Shadowrun says it. Our world shall become like 5 companies. It'll be like Amazon, Apple, Disney, and
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, because ain't nobody fucking with Coca-Cola. I don't know how, but Coca-Cola is holding in there. And like those are the ones that run the world.
Oh, poor
You have something to
Microsoft.
drink?
How did Microsoft fall, man?
Like once Disney merges with China, we're
They get-
screwed. It's
I don't know.
over. The Disney China
Google
merger
bought
is the
them.
end.
Google bought them.
Google bought. But yeah, Sony is looking to make even more studio acquisitions. Not a big surprise. Like I said, this seems to be happening everywhere. We're seeing studio acquisitions. You know, Sony bought one, the creators of the Marvel Spider-Man game not that long ago, and here they are going to get more. Exclusives are the way to sell your console. I hate it. I think it's crap. It's bad for the game, but it's great for the console to be an exclusive. So this is how they're going to sell PS5s, is they're going to have more studios under their brand and make them exclusive. Now, as long as they do exclusively on them as a console, but also release them as PC, I care less because I'm selfish and I have a PC.
Yeah, you know.
You
how I
already
feel.
told us you were
already
selfish.
determined I'm a horrible person.
You're selfish.
I mean,
you would just
screw
take the
Epic.
money.
Screw Epic for its frigging exclusivity that it started that seems to be infecting other businesses now. With their whole, our plan is screw you, the consumer, so hard that you thank us for it. We're going to make you love it. And now other companies are picking up the bad habit. And it's ruining gaming in general. So there you go. The world sucks and everything
No,
sucks.
I honestly do. I'm not a fan of the exclusivity train.
Says you'll buy a PlayStation. I'm the stubborn bastard who won't buy one and actually won't get to play it.
Well, because I didn't pay attention, so I didn't feel like Sony intentionally. Like you felt like Sony's announcements were directed to you and were an attack on you.
They told me to put on my knee pads. They can go to hell. You don't tell me what I'm going to pay for your PlayStation. That's right. I'm going all the way to PlayStation 4. I'm still not over that.
Oh my!
You're going to pay what we say we're going to pay. Dude, look, the only difference between having dignity is when someone tells you you'll shut up and do what we say you do, and you don't do that.
If I put a price tag on something and I put it in the store at that price, what the hell am I saying? I'm saying this is what you're going to pay for this. So that's what everybody says. As soon as they put a price on something, they're saying, if you want this, then you're going to have to pay for it.
But what Q's saying is when they say that, they're telling him to put his knee pads on and get down.
But apparently, then everything that has a fucking price on it is telling you to put knee pads on.
No, because those people said, hey, here's the Xbox, here's this price. Hope that's not too high. No, when you go, you're going to pay what we say pay.
None of them looked at you and go, man.
Yeah, they didn't say crap. They shut up and hope I bought it.
I hope this price isn't too high. You don't hear that from coming out of any
Xbox
company.
actively put their Xbox down $100.
Ever heard.
And I was touched by the efforts to go, we want you to buy this. We're going to be this price instead of the price of PlayStation. And PlayStation's like, we don't give a damn. We're charging what we want. Well, guess what I don't own? A PlayStation.
Wow.
Well, put on your knee pads, buddy, if you're going to buy...
No, guess what? I ain't going to own a PlayStation 5 unless they apologize. Wow. When you issue an apology, Sony...
I bet he walks into the grocery store and they're like, bread's $1. Hell no, you're going to tell me bread's $1. I will not.
Hey, if somebody walks...
Put my knee pads on right here.
Hey, if they walk up hit me in my face when I walk in the store and go, you want bread? It's $3, this motherfucker. I'll be like, what the fuck you and your bread? I'm going to knock something over and walk out the store. Now, if they just put it over on the shelf and I get to look at it and be like, do I feel like paying $3? You don't tell me what I'm going to pay.
They are telling you what you're going to pay.
They put what you're going to pay on a sticker underneath it. That's them telling you what you're going to pay.
Like, shut up.
He just don't want to hear it from a human being. He'd rather read a sticker. Once a human being says it,
you must be humble.
Don't you tell me the price. I'll read the price.
That's right, motherfucker.
I learned to read.
I do it.
You're insulting me like I can't read. How dare you tell me to put my knee pads on?
For the real people out there understand, don't let nobody tell you what you're going to do with your money. Nobody tells you. You're a consumer.
All right.
Mr. Blood.
Spider-Man Into the Universe.
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
God damn it, you fail as a nerd. You a Sony fanboy with your knee pads on, and yet you don't even know the name of the damn Spider-Man movie.
That's right.
Because they told you what to pay.
What's wrong?
Don't tell me how to read. I do how I want.
I'll tell you how to read because we already know you put on your pads.
And right now,
you gonna shut up. You gonna read it like I said.
And we know you don't know how to read because we've seen you pronounce names wrong constantly.
Yeah. Spider-Man.
Don't blame me for your illiteracy. That one ain't my fault. But Sony knows that crap could have been $3.99, and they know it.
Who's the head of Marvel Studios? Tell us one more time. Mess that name up again.
So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse sequel. Release date revealed. This was released on Twitter. Basically, they just threw up this little clip that shows a little Spider-Verse symbol and 2022.
2022.
You can't read!
Well, motherfucker, I want it out next year. That was called wishful thinking. That was a Freudian slip. I want this and I want it now. Because it was a good movie.
But they better not tell them how much to pay for it.
By the way, you know what? Well, no, they better just put it in the damn theater,
Yeah, April 8th, 2022. I mean, that's pretty specific for that far out. Like, I would not have expected
it's an animated movie. It's a lot easier to put together.
I guess, yes.
I mean,
tell the people that created Invader Zim new movie that, because, I mean, we waited for that thing for years.
Oh, the Invader Zim movie was good.
Without a date, and then it just sort of dropped. But anyway.
But man, I'm looking forward to this, and it's amazing how you can get that hype over just knowing that they are doing a sequel. But one of the reasons I'm hype about it is that there ain't no damn nonsense attached to it. It's just, hey, we're making another movie. No, we're not going to say anything weird. We're not going to be like, we don't need no Miles Morales. We're going to use Mylena. It's just a fucking, we're making a movie. It's going to be cool.
Well, I mean, and that's sort of the cool thing about Into the Spider-Verse, too, is it actually just goes and says, oh, no, we're just going to grab a bunch of Spider-Men.
You know what's awesome about it? You know what I can actually tell you? Gwen Stacy and Penny Parker were some of my favorite characters for that movie. Yeah. See how well you can do this, people, when you just make a good movie, but you don't glug it down our throats like Sony? I'm not going to let that drop. I've been holding this grudge since PlayStation 4 came out. It's one of the oldest grudges held. Just like me and Nintendo still ain't cool.
No, I mean, it didn't.
Because they got rid of Final Fantasy for a while.
It didn't push anything. I mean, it's just like, we're just going to grab a bunch of spider people. Yeah, look, we're even grabbing the pig. We don't care.
This is when they say Miles is going to be meeting alternate versions of himself. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Peter Porker?
Because there's no such thing as too much Miles.
Well, I mean, it's the
Your mileage may vary.
It's the multiverse. There can be so many different versions of things.
I hope Gwen Stacy comes back, though. I liked Spider-Gwen. I ain't gonna lie. She had a cool outfit. She was a really cool character.
I mean, I think...
And you know what got me? I just got to say this, because I want people to know out there that we're not total a-holes. I actually really liked the version of Dr. Octopus. The female Dr. Octopus was cool in Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, no, she was cool.
She was a nice, refreshing change. I said, man, you know what? I never realized how tired old friggin' bowl cut Doc Ock was until I saw her.
And
this is cool.
I've mentioned this before. I don't care about... Like, you seem to be affected by it more than I am. As far as when they change gender or they change
it's
race,
the poor quality of it. It's
doesn't
when they don't
bother me as long as you just don't try to make a big deal out of it. Like if you just go with it and make a good
but
show,
here's the weird hypocrisy.
then nobody cares.
But here's the weird hypocrisy. The reason it bothers me though is because I kind of find it insulting that they do such a half-ass effort. It's almost an insult to women when you do a crappy female character with no effort. It's like instead of honoring a good female character, you kind of crapped on them. Do you just see women as carbon copies of men without their own personalities and story? So that you had to go and straight... Why didn't you just write a well-written female character instead of just going, Peter Parker's a girl now? Woke. And I'm like, no, that's not woke. That's devaluing. You think that the gender alone is enough to define it?
I know you hate Sony, but the
the
Spider-Man game was so good.
All right, let me be honest. I just don't like the PlayStation 4. I may get the PlayStation 5 as long as they don't open their damn mouths again.
After playing the Spider-Man game...
They tell me what to pay for it.
After playing
Everybody tells you what to pay for something.
If he gets up on the stage and says, you're going to pay what we say we're going to pay again, I'm going to be like, we're back on.
All right, so after playing the Spider-Man game, and I do these weekly comic book updates with Vans Comics and stuff.
Your local comic book store that you should always support.
And so they've been releasing the Gameverse version of the comics, which are comics based on the game universe.
I've heard the universe is pretty good.
And the universe was really good, so I'm almost tempted to pick up those comics just because I like the Gameverse so much.
Why would you pick that up when there's that wonderful new Superman series out?
Tell us about that one.
No, we haven't. He won't let me talk about it.
No.
Oh, come on. It is probably the greatest Superman
We already
ever.
mentioned our local comic book store, and they asked for their name and that comic not
Oh,
to
yeah.
be in the
They
same
literally
episode.
don't really want to be associated.
But you could go into your local comic book store and ask them, hey, what's this new
You
Superman?
can see if there's anything.
Yeah.
Check out Superman's new enemies in your local comic store and say, who's Superman been fighting lately? Little hint, it's a group that you've heard of before with a long history of horrible atrocities.
All right, editor, give us a roll on the wonderful list of randomness prepared by Blood Axe Weekly.
By Mr. Bloodaxe, well-known Gears
Gears
of War player,
Yep, reroll.
our moderator.
I'm going to change these dice or somehow. I'm going to have to do something about these dice because they roll a lot of the same numbers over and over.
Hey.
Disney time. What Disney cartoon would be better if adapted to live action?
This question would have been easier before they tried to make everything in live action. Because I'm like, I gotta think of one that hasn't been done.
It wouldn't be better, but it would just be really messed up to see.
I got women.
Go
ahead. I'm just checking
it's
to see
old
if
school
Disney.
Disney. I read the book. Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats and Them. Yeah, you do that one live action.
Oh God! So basically, just a Lion King again, but that's all mice. Sheesh, you're a monster. Lion King had no soul.
It had like an owl in it, man. It was like a scary owl.
Nim was a good cartoon.
I love that, man. With Nicodemus.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it, that's Warner Brothers. All right.
But let's see, a Disney cartoon that would be good live action.
I wanted to say Iron Giant, but it's not. It's Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we may just alter this for us. Well, no, this is Disney time, so
Yeah.
I guess
You
could
do Robin Hood. They did the Robin Hood Disney
With the fox?
with the
With the
fox.
foxes. The lady fox was hot.
Okay.
Did he just?
What is with your family? You and dogs and him and foxes? What the heck, man? I thought my Rule 34 history was bad, but at least don't talk about it online. Like I pretend like I'm not on there all the time.
Wow. Wow.
Pinocchio could be nightmare fuel if it was done in appropriately, was it Uncanny Valley style? Just as a horror movie.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, the problem is
Brian
you never
did
watched
not
it.
roll a 4.
No, we were talking. No, Mister. I think you missed it. We were talking about live action Disney. I just went on another tangent. Sorry, I didn't know. Yeah.
What was 4?
Four was it was like your favorite crush on
Okay, I got you. Yeah, there we go. That explains.
Yeah,
it.
that one. That one might not be bad.
I mean,
You even know what that is? I just realized you may not even know. There you go. There's your live action. Come on, you don't think that wouldn't be that bad?
No, The Incredibles was the Incredibles movie.
That was a Pixar.
It's all, I
wasn't
looked
it?
up the
Disney?
best Disney movies.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's Pixar.
You could
is
do
Disney.
Toy Story.
So yeah, Incredibles would be.
That's
good.
another horror movie, man. Why do you keep going
Toy
on?
Story would be a horror movie. Yeah.
But it would be cool as all get out though. Yeah.
Actually, I'm seeing a few that might be good. Weirdly enough, I would not mind Hercules. That could be pretty interesting because I'm a big.
I mean, there
I'm a
was
big
a
Hercules fan.
Hercules.
No, I like the Disney version though. Like I like.
Blood Axe says Monsters Inc. So.
I would like to see somebody doing Hades because I just love Hades because he's just like he kind of reminds me of some of my favorite comedians.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it actually be fun to see a well-known comedian.
What's that one with the little yellow things with the eye?
What?
The freaking yellow slender things that just have the eye.
Oh, you mean the
Minions?
Minions.
Oh, I don't know. Is that
That
Disney?
would be scary, dude.
Is it?
So
I don't know.
That'd be like a
evil
horror
me or evil whatever?
So can we do Cars?
I mean, that would be the Minions would be nightmare fuel in real life. I'll give you that as another
Okay, so
nightmare
they're
fuel.
DreamWorks. So.
I could see Hercules, Frozen, or Tangled would not be bad.
Now, Frozen, I bet could actually
Frozen
be.
could be pretty
I haven't
good.
seen Frozen, but I know enough about
Oh,
Frozen.
With
come
good
on,
say
special
that.
Have you
effects.
not seen
No,
Frozen?
Because I don't have kids.
Oh, that's right.
Despicable
My
Me.
bad.
With really good special effects.
You pulled out. I forgot.
Like if you did, because I mean, I've seen some good special effects.
Yeah.
If they put the money into it, they could bring some of those scenes to life in a really cool way.
But should you do like Kung Fu Frozen? Like like
they're already doing Mulan.
All right,
that's
so let's go on to the next subject.
Frozen was tight. See, Blood Axe knows. I would actually see a live action Frozen.
See?
Henry
See, even Blood Axe knows it.
Henry Cavill, bait and
What the
switch.
hell did you just say?
Huh?
I said Blood Axe knows it's good.
Oh, I swear I heard him say even blacks know about
No.
Frozen. I was just like, what the
I said
hell?
even Blood Axe knows it's good. Why would I say that?
Wow. Just
Okay.
know this show is recorded.
But I didn't say that.
I was just like, well, now I've got to let the podcast hear me beat Brian's ass for the next 5 minutes. It's like, Brian,
See, look.
run into the mic, Brian.
Hold on, I got
Bite the pillow.
I got proof.
I know.
In the chat room.
Anyway.
We met
Look,
that
even
so
Blood X
badly.
jumped in. Was like, he said Blood X Q. Calm down. Dude, I just looked up and was like, what did I just hear? What the hell?
Oh wow, yeah, he did say one there.
All right. So,
Mr. Black said he had brought up Song of the South for his live action Disney thing. Now that would be racist.
Hey, man,
Now,
I
this
kind of
is-
like them crows.
yeah, no, this one was interesting.
Or was that a different? I think that was dumb.
Talking about a bait
that
and
was-
switch, which is such a weird term, the whole bait and switch. I'm not sure why.
That's not even that. Well, they're trying to claim
But,
that they made you think it was going to be about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, replaced by female characters in The Witcher, but he's not being replaced by female characters. there's just more focus on the female characters
They're
than
following
some
the
people
books.
thought there would be.
And we've actually done research. I've talked to a person that's a fan of the books in the game, and he said that in the books, the story more often follows the female characters. He even stated that in the later books in the series becomes the actual main character. So I said, okay, so they're following the books.
Also, if we scroll down on this article, then this article is by Cosmic Book News.
Wow, you cannot read, man.
Well, there's also a comic book news site that we get stuff off of too sometimes. But he says, let's see. It wasn't his 8 books. I read them all. I knew I wanted to start with the short stories. They explained what the Witchers are, but I wanted to introduce Ciri and Yennefer earlier. You get to meet Ciri and really know her before she interacts with the other characters. To me, this makes sense for a TV series, though. Trying to introduce characters earlier than
So it doesn't feel like they were just throwing something
yeah.
in the story and got too much focus.
Also,
I get that.
if she wanted to start with the short stories, which may not have had as much of them in it, and by doing this, also you're setting yourself up for a second season and so forth, so that you can go ahead and get those characters established, and people aren't going, well, maybe I don't want a second season because these characters weren't in the first season,
switched.
you know.
Because I'll tell you, it would have been annoying if I was watching a series about one character and then the series just switched the main character on me. Now, while I will defend them completely because if they're following a book, I am a traditionalist who usually prefers series to stick to the book. But as a businessman and as a dice junkie, I have to say that this is a bit of a gamble because the games are more popular than the books. So you've chosen to base your series not on the more popular version of this particular franchise. Well, you're playing, so you may be taking a gamble because you know what? There's going to be a lot of people that are going to turn this on expecting it to be about Geralt fighting monsters I think there may be
and they're
going to find out it's not.
Yeah, I think there also may be some legality issues there.
That could be a problem.
Being that the game studio only had rights to make the game,
And
so they had to purchase the rights from the book, the owner of the books.
And we know he's got bad
and we know
blood.
he's got bad blood with the game. So
Yeah. It could be that even he said, I want you to focus on the books. Which is dumb because the books didn't make as much money as the game.
the books were not really well-known books before the game was released, which I think is also why, basically the dude got paid a lump sum up front for the rights to the book, and he didn't complain at the time.
Because he thought the game was going to bomb, but then the game became huge.
Yeah.
Even though that caused more people to read the books, he still was unhappy with how little money he got out of it. And actually tried to sue, at which point, of course, I got thrown out almost immediately because it's like, dude, you got a clear-cut deal here, man.
Yeah.
Like it's
Well, because he sold the rights, and he's like, well, I thought they were only going to make one game. And it's like, well, you sold the rights. Like, you sold the rights. You didn't sell the rights for one game.
Yeah, you sold the rights to make Witcher games.
Yeah. But anyway, no, like I said, I thought this was a badly worded article, and often we do talk about how well they throw these characters in there, and we talk bad about them. And this was one where I was like, actually, this makes sense to me.
Hey, we're fair, because here's the thing. Far too often, Pords, has had to hear me bitch massively about how something, because I'm that fact guy that goes, that's not how they did it in the book, or that's not how they did it in the comic. So... And while they are introducing it a little earlier in the book, it's a valid choice. But I will say this. While that's not a bad call, the entire concept of choosing the books over the game as your focus, to me, seems business-wise not even a bad idea, just a gamble. Because if it doesn't catch people, and I'm going to be honest, I'm already lost interest. Now that I know what they're focusing on for that story, I wanted to see Geralt fight monsters. So they've already lost me. But remember, I'm also not a Game of Thrones fan, and this sounds like Polish Game of Thrones. Be honest. That's what it sounds like it's going to be to me. I don't like Game of Thrones. I'm lazy. I like action. So it's not for me already. But Game of Thrones was usually popular before Season 8. So if they're lucky, this will be a replacement for Game of Thrones, because they do have the advantage of Game of Thrones is off the air. nobody wants to see the prequels. Maybe this will become the filler, the new big series that people follow.
I think everybody's trying for that new big series.
I think they got the best chance over the other ones that are coming out, though, because it's got a nice fan
Because,
base.
you got Amazon's cranking stuff out. Of course,
yeah,
this
but
is
none of that's
Netflix.
caught my attention, though. I think this has got a better chance.
You're going to have Hulu. Hulu, I think, has some stuff in the works. And then everybody else who has a streaming service, which is ungodly now. Because
Now, you know what?
everybody has a streaming
I think they
service.
should have chose someone else to be Geralt, though. Not a knock to Henry Cavill. It's just, I would have liked a grittier actor.
Well, it's also the fact of Henry Cavill has had such iconic roles or big roles that putting him into a character that I would find iconic, it's hard to see.
Yeah, because he's
like,
already got I think of him as a nice guy.
And
yeah,
that's,
like I think of Henry Cavill as a nice guy because of the roles he's chosen. So it's hard for me to see him as anything else. Like even in Justice League, when they tried to make him intimidating, it failed because it's Henry Cavill. I'm just like, oh, you ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you don't want that to be Geralt, a guy that you're going, you ain't gonna do nothing.
You were saying something, Brian?
Yeah, well, I was going to point out in the just skimming through the article real fast, the actual premise of the article, it really made sense because they're saying that basically Netflix is promoting it as Henry Cavill, and then he's saying, but now we're promoting this because you know this guy. Oh yeah, these are going to be the two characters that we're going to focus on.
Well, yeah, they're promoting it that way because
and he was saying, but that's how you promote something. But he was saying that is kind of an FU to some people because they're sitting there going,
Yeah.
I thought I was getting this and now I'm getting
That
this.
is true. I
But
will
that's
say
not-
that
that's
the
also
way they
not
advertise
uncommon,
it.
That's
so.
not, but
But it
that's
doesn't make it okay.
But that makes people mad too,
Yeah.
and then they give you a bad review because they were like, "Hey, I was thinking
getting
it was
cheated when you
this,
buy a new
and then
car
you
is
gave me
common. It
this."
doesn't make it
Yeah,
okay.
I get you.
Yeah,
I get you.
like,
Hey,
But I mean, they're
hey.
doing what you're
Not
saying.
Brian, he's
you're
fair.
saying Geralt is the main character of the game. It's what people recognize, so they're focusing the advertisement on him.
In fact, I can literally segue this. That's like putting Arnold Schwarzenegger on the poster for your movies, and he's in less than 8 minutes of the movie.
And that's what we call a tease, folks.
All right, so
That's as much as I can spoil because Wow wants me to be reasonable and
I'm
fair.
really surprised. I keep looking at this audience score, though, man. 85% audience score, and you're
It
telling
dropped.
me you're
It-
telling me
what,
that people
86?
are hating it.
Look
I
at that.
don't. That's because this movie has a huge advantage. The fans of Terminator that would be mad about it aren't the people that went to see it. The people that went to see it are people that didn't
Well, I mean,
care.
look. If you hit the click on the more info. Now, if you click on all audience, this includes people that didn't verify that they went to go see it. Still 74. It's better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
like,
but 74 isn't good to me, though. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't go see a movie
Well,
that
this
had
a
74%.
movie. That means 75% of the population said it's good. The
Yeah.
other 25% said it wasn't good.
I mean, that's pretty good.
we can't even get 75% of the people to agree on a president. I mean,
Even if they did, we'll get a different one. Are you forgetting how that went? Popular vote, mofo. But anyway.
it's called the Electoral College.
But I mean, basically.
Let's not get into that.
But basically,
Terminator.
but the funny thing to me though is that while that's the audience rating, the money they're making is like horrible. Like they're making less than Genesis. They're projected they're not even going to make their 180 they spent. This movie has a really good chance of not merely being a flop, but actually being the worst case scenario, being a loss. So they can rate it what they want, but no one's going to see it.
I don't know until
the
the
problem is
numbers
no one's
drop
going to
either.
see
I
the
mean,
movie.
we'll know better next weekend on how the numbers go. Being this is the opening weekend.
You'll know like Monday
They're
morning.
pretty good at calling this stuff,
Yeah,
though.
but you'll
Their
know when they
projections
do.
No,
usually
I'm not
land.
saying that they're not pretty good at calling it. I'm just saying we'll have a more lockdown number come this weekend.
Hey, and next
so.
weekend is Doctor Sleep. That should be really good.
Doctor what?
Doctor Sleep. That is the sequel to The Shining.
Oh,
People are looking forward to that.
interesting.
You didn't know about the sequel to
But
The Shining?
basically,
No.
the Terminator Dark Fate movie has come out.
It's got
Weirdly
Obi-Wan.
enough, despite its tones that normally are very popular with critics, it's got a 69%, to
Yeah.
my shock. But the audience gave it an 85%. Now, I hold the opinion that not a lot of people are actually bothering to rate it because it's not a terrible movie. I've actually not heard anybody say it's terrible. I've just heard people say it's bad as a Terminator sequel. But most people have said it's a good action movie. No. Most people have said it's a good action movie. There's fighting and there's action and there's Terminator fighting. It has Linda Hamilton, which everybody loves. It has Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's not a spoiler. He's on the damn cover. Everybody was actually, even though they didn't like the way they went with the story, they loved his performance.
Well, and that was
People
even
even
something
liked
that I
the
did
tall
see.
female soldier.
That's something I
Grace.
did see. They said that up until the point when Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger showed up, the movie was But a lot of people said that's when the movie picked up. And so.
Yeah, that's literally a good example. Bloodegg said Doom was a fun action movie, but sucked rocks as a Doom movie. That's literally what I've heard. In fact, most people that are reviewing it are literally giving it 2 scores. I'm hearing a score of 8 out of 10 if you walk into it and go action movie, and then like 5 or 4 if you go in as a Terminator fan.
Okay.
So if you go into it not caring, because if you go into it as a Terminator fan, I'm not allowed to say spoilers, but you will probably be mad within less than 5 minutes.
Well, I mean, also,
Literally 5 minutes in,
look
you're
at
going to
how
be pissed.
large of a gap it's been since a quality Terminator movie and this movie anyway. So a lot of people may not even be going
I've heard
in
people
as-
say it's better than Genesis and 3, and that's not hard to do, but I'm willing to say that even the action kind of sucked in those, so yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Like, so here's my sentiment on it. If you want to see an action movie, it's a perfectly fine movie to see. Do not go see it as a sequel to anything you liked about Terminator, because the first thing it does is it goes off the rails.
Okay, well,
that's all I'll say is it goes off the rails.
Right.
It devalues
There's
all
a lot
movies.
of timeline
All right,
issues.
can
stuff like
I
that.
throw
Yeah.
something out there though? If
What's
they're going to try to reboot the series, because this is what the idea was. If this movie did well and they were going to do some more movies, would it not make sense to maybe? I know you may not like it as a Terminator movie, but with the age of actors and things like that, hey, we got to kind of bump some folks off or figure out a way to move them to a different timeline or something, just so you could reboot the series into
I think
something.
if they wanted to
else.
reboot the series, they just should have done a reboot.
Well, the idea is to continue it
they
on
literally
with
could've
3
just
more
did like
movies.
RoboCop and just
I guess like
reboot it from
jumpstart the
Terminator
series
1.
again would be a better, not reboot, but jumpstart it again. Maybe move some of the aging out characters out. Would
I personally back
if
Zeno
you,
on
if
that.
you think
That's
about
a good
it
idea.
a certain way, you know?
This should have just
Yeah.
been a full reboot, but it's supposed to be a sequel to Terminator 2, which is why it pissed people off because it's a very
Because
poor
the way
sequel.
the timeline works, if you go back to Terminator and stuff, if you really wanted a fresh look at it, it's hard to just replace actors.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's what I'm saying. Well, maybe some of the
Especially if you
want to
try to put it in a current setting.
I mean, dude.
Because a lot of this stuff that happened what, back in the 90s?
No,
90s.
it's valid
So-
for this to be a reboot because the original Terminator movie is so old. You could just do a full reboot.
Well, like the
I even
first
have
movie-
I even have the new Terminator. You know who I think should play him? And I was telling some people yesterday about it. I think they should have got Dwayne The Rock Johnson to play the Terminator. I like him. He's a big dude. He's intimidating. I think he'd be a fun Terminator.
Yeah,
What, you got a better
Blood,
actor?
Well, Blood Axe actually made a suggestion. He's like, instead of a reboot, why not pick up with the post D-Day and follow the
They tried that
Resistance?
actually. It was so bad you don't even know about it.
Oh.
There actually was a whole point where they tried to do the future. It's called Future War, Terminator Future War, and it's so bad people don't know it exists.
Well, looking at it and everything else, like Terminator came out in '84. You had Judgment Day in '91, and the sequel now is coming out in 2019. That's
So
nearly
just reboot
20.
it.
That's 20 years. I know, but to say it's a sequel of a movie that came out 20 years ago is hard to make that work.
I mean, we
To
even
me.
have a better understanding of
Well,
technology.
I mean, 84, that's 30.
I would love to see
5 years
Edward
ago?
Furlong play John Connor, man. You know, we've met him. He's a great guy.
84, that's 35 years ago, right?
Yeah, from
the
the
first one?
original.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
I
right.
think that what should have been done is just a full reboot.
I mean, I was 3 when the first
look,
movie came
look at
out.
our level of technology
I was
that
like
we
7.
have now. Like, it would be very interesting to go with the better understanding of technology that exists as the purpose, and that's what you go from, because that also was done with a lot of guesswork. But now we have a better understanding. It would be interesting to see a more modern iteration.
Right.
Also, instead of making it a really distant future, you can make it be something that, like, yeah, Skynet's going to appear in like a couple of years.
Well,
And you could even skip the whole kids and just be like, yeah, we got an adult rebel leader.
but the thing is, I don't think it was a wise idea to say, hey, this is a sequel of Terminator 2.
Uh-huh.
Maybe go all 30 because you're talking that 20-year gap in there, and then you're going to try to throw in some. I don't think
Well, yeah, they did way too much timey-wimey, twisty.
Let's not even get into
Well, they put some
crap,
relevant, some timely relevant things in there that if you're going to say, hey, this came out in 91, we're going to kind of do a little bit of a sequel to that. You got to kind of stay in the 90s, early 2000s, and not put relevant issues in there from 2019.
It's one of those things. As a Terminator movie, I agree. It's not going to be.
I told you some of the spoilers. I'm not saying now.
It's probably not going to be something you want to go see. But from the reviews of audience and stuff, it doesn't seem like overall it's necessarily
it's a good action
bad
flick.
movie.
So we still got to go see Zombieland. We still got to go see Zombieland. And I guess now we got to see Terminator. So we can
But I'm gonna say this. There's one good thing. There's one good thing this movie has done. I do believe that Dark Fate fulfilled its title name, and that it has stopped the sequels, which is good because I'd like a reboot. Like I would love to see. Well, yeah, but you know what they tried to do with Star Trek. Don't start something, Blood Axe. Star Trek was not a reboot. It was a weird thing. Don't bait me. Anyway, I would like to see a Terminator reboot with a better story, with more logic. You can even take out the time travel and just make it like there's already a secret military AI that's building these robots and going after human members. Because here's the biggest plot hole now that's actually in Dark Fate been proven. And I'm going to spoil it. I'm just going to say is, what happens when you have a rebellion and a leader dies?
Depends.
Usually a new person.
I mean, you have the option of often a new person rolls in.
So the whole like Skynet's plan being kill this one person and that'll stop it. That isn't how humans work.
Getting rid of the leader could actually bring in a more competent leader. You could be screwing
yourself.
Well,
you managed to whack that guy, yeah. I mean, here's the problem. This is an actual fight for survival. Humanity's not just going to roll over because you shot Abraham Lincoln.
You're starting a fight with Blood Axe, man.
I said, man, his shot's fired.
He's getting his Star
like,
Trek.
You want to go?
You want to talk about... I don't have to know anything about Star Trek.
He's telling you the price of Star Trek.
Go look at the reboot.
He is telling you the price of Star Trek.
Before this goes down into a deadly spiral,
Black female Spock, man.
Wrap up this show.
The Klingons are weird.
He's telling you the price of Star Trek, man.
I'm going to use a strong name. Mother. Really, dude? You know the new Star Trek?
All right.
You know what it's done? You know what it's done to everything I love?
Man. Come on. Calm down. Let's end this.
You don't tell me he's a paper of Star Trek.
Yes, it was trash.
Thanks for watching Dice Junkies, everybody. Be sure to check us out on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. And if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscription thing and bell and all that good stuff, because apparently it might matter, it might not, depending on if
be careful that YouTube doesn't unsubscribe you, because apparently it's doing that too.
But thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed. And if you want to support Dice Junkies, you can go to patreon.com/DiceJunkies and support us there. Like I said, we hope you enjoyed. Let us know in the comments what you thought. If you have any opinions on any of the topics we talked about, drop them in there. And catch us live every Sunday at 3:30 on Twitch. Thanks for watching, guys.
Hey, one last thing.
Oh, what?
Start the hashtag #NotMySkynet.
Ah.
That's how I figured out that movie, Not My Skynet.
Hope you enjoyed, everybody. Goodbye.